Have you ever wondered how the Enlightenment era, an age of reason and science, might have radically shifted the very tales we treasure? Let's journey back and gain a little context. Before the Enlightenment period, the world was steeped in a blend of myth, superstition, and religious doctrine, where understanding of the natural universe was limited and often interpreted through a divine lens. Societies were largely agrarian, with monarchies and the church holding significant sway over political and personal lives. Science and reason, as we understand them today, were in their infancy, overshadowed by theological explanations. The masses often accepted their place in the social hierarchy as divinely ordained, and the idea of questioning these structures or the mysteries of the cosmos was not only rare, but could be heretical. This pre-Enlightenment era, characterized by its adherence to tradition and reverence for the mystical, is echoed in the stories our ancient societies told each other. In ancient myths, chaos and unpredictable gods govern tales. Take Beowulf, where our hero confronts the monstrous Grendel, not with reason, but with might and main. Or even older tales like the Epic of Gilgamesh, where divine will and supernatural interventions drive the narrative. These tales can be comforting in a world that was largely mysterious, with frightening gods that delivered their wrath. And heroes that overcame incredible odds with few flaws could be reassuring. Unpredictable disasters had explanations that could be accepted. Knowing that challenges could be conquered if you were simply strong enough had dramatic appeal in a world where survival depended less on intellectualism. But what happens when light pierces the shadows and reason begins to challenge faith? The Enlightenment, also known as the Age of Reason, was an intellectual and philosophical movement that occurred in Europe during the 17th and 18th centuries. It was a time of intellectual progress as thinkers challenged traditional authority and embraced the power of reason to improve the human condition. The Enlightenment had a profound impact on Western society. It helped to spread the ideas of democracy, equality, and human rights. It also led to the development of new scientific theories and technologies. Luminaries like Newton and Galileo began to demystify the universe. John Locke, Voltaire, Rousseau, and Adam Smith introduced new and exciting philosophical and political concepts. Reason and science became not just tools, but beacons, a light of hope in a world of fear and violence. Pre-Enlightenment fantasy often revolved around fated heroes or divine intervention. In contrast, post-Enlightenment stories gave rise to characters like Ged from Ursula K. Le Guin's A Wizard of Earthseed. Here, Ged's journey to master his own shadow is a powerful meditation on balance and self-understanding. Characters also began to question their place in the world, echoing the Enlightenment's ideals. In The Last Unicorn by Peter S. Beagle, the unicorn, a mystical creature, embarks on a quest not just to find her kin, but to understand humanity's fleeting existence and the nature of love and loss. The Enlightenment encouraged narratives of hope. No longer at the mercy of an unpredictable cosmos, characters like those in Tolkien's Middle-earth confronted grave darkness while also clinging to a profound hope. Samwise Gamgee's words reinforced this sentiment when he said, "There's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo, and it's worth fighting for." But how did this newfound clarity affect the hallmark of fantasy, the magic itself? In the realm of fantasy storytelling, the evolution of magic systems provides a fascinating lens to observe the influence of modern thinking. Historically, many fantasy tales leaned towards soft magic systems, where magic was an ethereal, unpredictable force, its mechanics shrouded in mystery and often inexplicable. These systems mirrored a world where much remained unknown and unexplained, evoking wonder, reverence, and fear. However, as society's understanding of the world grew more precise and methodical, so did our desire for clarity and structure in our tales. This gave rise to hard magic systems, characterized by well-defined rules, limitations, and often a logical framework. Such systems, seen in works like Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn series, reflect our contemporary desire for understanding and mastery, mirroring the scientific and logical rigor of the modern age, even within realms of pure imagination. And as reason met imagination, a new genre emerged, science fiction. This subgenre of fantasy is even more deeply rooted in the changes of the Enlightenment. Fantasy tales like the 17th century's The Blazing World by Margaret Cavendish is considered to be one of the first science fiction stories. The story brilliantly blends fantasy and science fiction, including strange creatures and artificial intelligence, and investigates the nature of reality, ethical governance, and the role of women in society. Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, The Time Machine by H.G. Wells, and 1984 by George Orwell owe their origins to the Enlightenment era's shift in reason and philosophy. These tales had the courage to tackle not only human nature, but also confront a new unknown, our uncertain future in the face of newfound knowledge. Will we have the wisdom to ensure our survival? Can we inspire hope and action to make a better tomorrow? Even as the Enlightenment reshaped many aspects of storytelling, the fantasy genre has remained anchored in pre-Enlightenment aesthetics. This blend of the modern and the ancient creates a unique tapestry where stories unfold in worlds echoing medieval or even primordial sensibilities, yet are inhabited by characters who grapple with universal, timeless dilemmas or employ distinctly modern reasoning. Dragons, wizards, and age-old prophecies coexist alongside themes of self-determination, moral quandaries, and the power of knowledge. This melding of the old and the new, the mystical and the rational, chaos and order, allows fantasy to offer an escape to a bygone world while still resonating with contemporary audiences, bridging the gap between our enlightened selves and our age-old love for the arcane. As we trace the intricate tapestry of fantasy through the ages, we glimpse the threads of human curiosity, hope, and resilience woven throughout. The Enlightenment didn't just illuminate the corners of our world, it cast light upon the vast expanses of our imagination. Every tale we've spun since carries the legacy of that transformative era. In the dance of shadow and light, reason and magic, we find reflections, not just of worlds conjured, but of our ever-evolving souls. And as we turn the pages of future tales yet unwritten, one can't help but wonder, what revelations remain dormant, awaiting the dawn of another Enlightenment? But I want to know what you think. How do you think the Enlightenment period shaped fantasy storytelling? And with our current advancements, what do you think fantasy stories will look like in the future? Let me know in the comments. And since you're clearly the enlightened type, you'll want to check out the links to the awesome books and merch I have in the description. Until next time, err on the side of awesome.